Hi there, this is Alicia, and today I have a very important question for you. What would your life be like if you could double or triple the amount of energy that you experience each day? What would you be able to accomplish? How much more fun could you have? Would you feel more fulfilled in your work every day if you had more energy? Would you be able to connect more deeply with your kids, your partner, your friends, or your loved ones? In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 areas of health that will allow you to naturally cultivate more energy each day. Now, I just took this fresh dill out of my fridge this morning and it looked like this, wilted and dehydrated. I'm showing you this because maybe your energy levels feel something like this little bunch of dill every day, dragging, sluggish, and all dried up. Can you relate? The good news is your body operates by the same laws of nature that this plant operates by. So when I opened up the channel in the bottom of the stem and put it in some water, it allowed it to absorb its nutrients properly and it perked up just like this one. You see, your body is the same way. Give it an opportunity to heal, allow it to align itself with natural laws, and you will tap into vitality for life. Does this sound complicated to you? Because it's actually a lot simpler than you might think, and you'll understand why by the end of this video today. Now, last week I sent out a short one-question survey to gather your feedback on a new program I'm creating called the Abundant Energy Live Training. You gave me such incredible feedback in the survey that I wanted to make this video for you today to start answering some of your questions and to tell you more about the live course that's coming up real soon. I've been teaching health for over 8 years now, and about 5 years ago, I was working in New York City. I was running an outpatient physical therapy and wellness center, and I was teaching undergraduate exercise physiology at the university that I had completed my master's degree in just a few years before that. I had literally been living and breathing health, wellness, and fitness up until that time. But I found myself at that point in my life in a situation that I couldn't figure out. It felt like every single day I was becoming more and more exhausted. I could barely scrape myself up out of bed in the morning. It took all of my effort to be alive and present throughout the day. And if I literally wasn't on my feet all day with my clients, I probably would have fallen asleep. In fact, many times it felt like I could fall asleep standing. And despite being exhausted, I was still sleeping terribly at night. I was tossing and turning and having a lot of restless dreams. Have you ever felt this way? It was so frustrating because my whole life and career literally revolved around health, and I knew there must be a natural solution for what I was experiencing. I had tried every diet and nutritional change that I knew of. I saw chiropractors, traditional Chinese medical doctors, and other kinds of holistic practitioners, but without any relief. It actually got so bad that I had to go through a ton of different Western medical tests, all of which left me with more questions and less answers. Now, I wonder if you've ever been in this position too, like you've tried everything and nothing's truly given you the transformation that you need. Or maybe you're just feeling helplessly exhausted and don't even know where to begin. Can you relate at all? What turned it all around for me is what I have to share with you today. I have gotten the privilege to study extensively under 3 world masters in the form of holistic medicine that I practice now called Ayurveda. And I've traveled the world throughout India and the US to gather this life-changing information and share it with you. It's because of this healing wisdom that's been passed down to me through a time-tested 5,000-year-old tradition that I'm now able to tap into what feels like a wellspring of energy every single day. I wake up in the morning feeling rejuvenated and alive without an alarm clock. I feel clear, motivated, focused, and joyful throughout the day, and it's easy for me to unwind and rest deeply at night. This has been my greatest gift, and now I want to share my insights with you. So there are 5 primary areas of health that help you naturally have abundant energy every day. I'll highlight one major one for you today that you had the most questions about, and then I'll give you a brief overview of the other 4 areas to make sure you're able to start applying some of these practical tools right away. So the first area is nutrition and digestion. Most of the diets out there and many holistic practitioners will try to convince you that the foods that you eat are the most important piece to your health and energy levels. Are you under this impression as well? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not entirely accurate. Did you know that there's something even more important? I mean, yes, the nutrients you put into your body are important. Food provides the foundational building blocks to your body, and there are foods that inherently drain your energy and foods that help increase your energy. However, what's even more important than the foods that go in is the status of your body's digestion. The number one key to understanding why someone develops chronic fatigue or feels tired all the time is digestion and cellular metabolism. Now, when I say digestion, it's defined in Ayurveda in a way that you've maybe never heard before. Its meaning reaches beyond just the processing of food. It also encompasses the processing of chemicals, hormones, sensory stimuli, emotions, and all physiological changes in the body. So, in other words, regardless of the foods that you put into your body, your digestion must be able to efficiently break down and transform those large macronutrients into little micronutrients that your cells can then use to metabolize and create energy. Low energy and fatigue are signs that there's an imbalance somewhere along that chain. So, why is your body's digestion and metabolism weakened, and how can you make it stronger? There are two causes: digestive overload and toxic accumulation. Your digestive capacity is similar to fire. So what does this digestive fire look like? Think about cooking a pot of rice on your stove. Normally, when you make a pot of rice, you put in a small portion of rice and water, you cover it, put it on high heat, bring it to a boil, reduce the heat, and simmer for a set amount of time until it's done. So what would happen if you never brought the water to a boil? If you did everything else the same, but only put it on a low flame for the same amount of time, would that rice ever cook? No, you'd end up with a gooey, slimy sludge and crunchy, inedible rice. What if, in that same size pot, you filled it to the very brim with rice and water and then tried to cook it? It would make a big mess on the stove, now wouldn't it? Now, what if you also started cooking a pot of rice and then halfway through cooking it, you added another cup of raw rice? Would they ever completely cook? Nope, you got it. So, what if I told you that your energy levels are entirely dependent on the types of scenarios I just described? Putting rice on the stove on a low flame without bringing it to boil first is like eating when you're not truly hungry. To test out whether or not your hunger is true, make sure you start your day off drinking water as the very first thing you consume. I see it in a lot of my clients. They think that they're hungry, but their body's actually screaming for water. The second example I gave, with filling the rice and the water all the way to the brim, is just like when you eat too much. I know you know the feeling I'm talking about. When you're out to dinner and you're like, oh, I'm just starting to get full, but it tastes so good, and you keep going. You know what I mean, right? Well, the signal from your stomach to your brain actually takes 5 to 15 minutes to actually feel and acknowledge that there's fullness. So when you feel like you're starting to get full, that's the time to stop and savor that last bite. Now, don't worry about wasting food. If you're already full, then it will either get wasted in your body or it'll be wasted in the trash can. Now, I'm sure you've heard at some point that you're supposed to eat 6 small meals a day to ensure optimal metabolism. From my experience, this could not be further from the truth, because your food takes 4 to 6 hours to completely digest. So if you were to eat 6 small meals or snack every 1 or 2 hours, like some diets suggest, it's just like adding more rice to the half-cooked pot. Neither one will ever fully cook, and that food will therefore not be fully digested. So this scenario greatly drags down your energy levels because your digestive system becomes super overloaded. So snacking all day long is actually counterproductive to having more energy because you're constantly adding more food on top of undigested food. So what's the result? Your body then has to use that sludgy, uncooked goo to try to build your new tissues and cells. What would happen if you built the foundation of your house using unset, soft, mushy concrete blocks? Would you want to live in a house like that? Would you suspect that this might lead to some major problems years down the line? I had a client recently who worked early mornings on a farm all day, then worked at a restaurant at night, and she often got little sleep. She felt she had to snack all the time to keep energy up, but kept getting more tired and tired, sluggish. She complained her mind was foggy, her clothes were starting to fit too tightly. So I shared with her a few different things that allowed her to double her energy in just 3 days. One of the things I shared with her is to drink hot water with lemon first thing when she wakes up in the morning, because it would help her body release any toxins that have built up. And when she started her day off hydrated, she was less likely to feel those false hunger cues throughout the day. Another thing I suggested to her was that she eat only when she was really hungry, which ended up naturally falling into her meals being spaced about 4 to 6 hours apart. This allows the previous meal to be fully digested before consuming the next one. When there's enough space between meals, your body's able to produce more enzymes and stomach acids to break down the foods that you eat and form it into energy. So when she used to snack all the time, her body actually didn't have a high enough concentration of enzymes to break down the food fully. I also suggested that she stop eating when she felt satisfied. I use the example of a washing machine full of clothes. If you stuff your dirty clothes in the washing machine and pack it all the way to the brim, will your clothes ever get cleaned? No way. There's barely any room for water and soap, let alone the churning that needs to happen for cleaning. You need some room in there for the clothes to be agitated and churned to get clean. In the same way, your stomach needs to have room for churning and digesting. Imagine each meal that you eat, that your stomach is filled about a third of solid food, a third liquid, and has a third of empty room so that there's room for that churning and digestion. And one of the other things I suggested to her was to sip hot ginger tea with a dash of cayenne and lemon throughout the day to help her burn away some of those accumulated toxins and make her feel lighter and more energetic. She could not wait to tell me that within 3 days, she more than doubled the energy that she used to have. It was so exciting for me to hear. So, do you know that if you applied some of these same simple tips into your daily life, that you could also have more energy? When you optimize the fuel that you put into your body, plus optimize the way your body digests and uses that fuel to create the building blocks of your cells, then you have a nutritional equation that will create abundant energy every day. Did you also know that 80% of your immune system is found in your digestive system? When you optimize your digestive capacity, you will also find that your immunity is stronger and more resilient to the outside world. Now, of course, in my upcoming Abundant Energy live training, we're going to go into much more detail on exactly how you can optimize your digestion and nutrition. With just this one area, my client was able to double her energy in 3 days and cleanse away some of those accumulated toxins. When you learn and apply the wisdom of the other 4 areas also, it's incredible the amazing energy and sense of well-being you will have. So, here's an overview of the additional 4 areas. The second step to having more energy naturally every day is to make sure that you're getting deep, restful sleep at night. When is the last time you felt totally refreshed when you woke up and just bounced out of bed without an alarm clock? Each night your brain undergoes rejuvenation and reorganization, and every hour each organ is detoxing and cleansing, especially between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. The amount of sleep that you require depends on many different factors, including your body type, the time of year, your age, and more. Knowing these factors and how it applies to you specifically will allow you to wake up in the morning, feel more refreshed, have a sharper mind throughout the day, and you'll also feel emotionally more at peace as well. The third area to increasing your daily energy is mastering your stress levels. Have you ever considered how many things are pulling at you in a day? For most people, the stress becomes background and normal. So many clients that I've worked with have shared with me that they didn't even realize the stress they were really under until we were able to relieve it. The tension had just become a part of everyday life. I remember when I used to have anxiety attacks on a regular basis, and if someone in my family were watching this video, they would probably be surprised to hear this because I always seemed so calm and collected from the outside. I was super positive and upbeat and always doing a million activities. But inside, I was often tense and worrying about everything. I would wake up in the middle of the night with my heart racing and my hands shaking. It wasn't until I learned how to reprogram my nervous system that I got a taste of what calm really meant. Is it possible that there is hidden tension beneath the surface inside of you that you aren't even aware of? Did you know that no matter what you're encountering, you actually are able to train your body, particularly your nervous system, to ingrain a new reaction when it encounters something previously perceived as stressful? Everything in your life is a relationship. You have a relationship with your significant other, with your coworkers, friends, family. Stress mastery is achieved when you cultivate the relationship with you, with yourself. When you start nurturing your relationship with your mind, your emotions, and your physical body in the right way, you will create a limitless foundation for achieving the health, energy, happiness, and thriving life that you've always dreamed of. The fourth area is exercise. When you think of exercise, what do you think of? Do you think of joining a gym, working your tail off to exhaustion, huffing and puffing, and dragging yourself home, being sore and achy for days and never wanting to step foot back in the gym again? Well, I am happy to tell you that when I refer to exercise, what I mean is succinct, energizing body movement. In reality, you don't need as much exercise as you might think to get the physical and mental benefits that you're looking to create. Did you know that you can get a sufficient cardiovascular workout in just 12 minutes a day without huffing and puffing? And you can feel more energized by it rather than exhausted. There's a perfect balance of rest and exercise unique to you, and it's easy to figure out. You can have the strength, endurance, and muscle tone that you want without depleting your energy or making yourself more exhausted. And I'll give you a hint, it has everything to do with your body type, the way you breathe, and the types of movements that you do daily. The right balance of movements for you will give you more energy, make you feel happy and excited each day, give you mental clarity, and it will also provide you a foundation of strength, flexibility, and youthfulness for years to come. Finally, the fifth area is called lasting change. Of course, you need to know how to make it all work for you and create a health transformation that can truly last throughout your whole life. Wouldn't you love to know how you can fit everything in when you're juggling a family, a relationship, a career, having fun, maintaining your household, social commitments, and more? This fifth area has a lot to do with mindset as well as the consistent use of an important tool that I use in my practice called the 4 quadrants of lasting change. What if you could train your mind to always see endless possibilities? Have you ever experienced a rebounding effect in your health where sometimes you're right on target, right on track, but then you somehow slip away and fall back into old habits that you know are not serving your health? What if you could guarantee that that doesn't happen anymore? A success-oriented mindset plus the practical use of these 4 quadrants will allow you to achieve the optimal life-health balance that you desire to create with abundant energy that can last a lifetime. Now, I have seen these 5 areas of health successfully create abundant energy for my clients and myself over and over again. Today I wanted to answer some of your questions, as well as give you some important takeaways like I did in the first area we discussed with nutrition and digestion. There is so much more to share, and if you are at a point in your life where feeling tired all the time is no longer acceptable, and you want to feel bright and alive each day, and have plenty of energy to spend quality time with your kids, to deepen your relationships, or to make bigger strides in your career, then I would love to invite you to my Abundant Energy live training. The Abundant Energy live training is for you no matter what age you're beginning your health journey at. Having more energy is not just for when you're young and you still have your health. It's also for you if you've been exhausted for years or have had health imbalances and have tried diet and supplements and exercise without relief. You have the ability to unlock your body's inner pharmacy. Whether you're the person that's totally new to natural and holistic health practices, or if you're the person that has read every book and has tried every form of holistic medicine that you can think of. This program is specifically going to be just about cultivating more energy naturally every day, and it's going to cover in much more detail those 5 areas I shared with you today. There will be 5 live calls, 1 call for each of the 5 steps, and it's going to be so great. I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. It's not going to be this huge, intensive 6 or 12-month course trying to cram in everything I know about all areas of holistic health and Ayurveda. It's just going to be specifically geared towards how you can have more energy and create a ton of momentum in your health right away. I will walk you step by step by step through the tools that I use to unlock the body's inner pharmacy and unleash healing from within to create abundant energy every day. This course is also perfect for you regardless of where you're starting with your health journey, because we're going to start right at the beginning, learning on the first call how to enhance your digestion and nutrition for optimal energy so that you can easily set up a daily nutrition plan that makes you feel amazing and nourishes your foundation of abundant energy down to the cellular level. Then on the second call, you'll learn how to get more rejuvenating sleep at night so you can fall asleep easily and avoid tossing and turning all night. You can learn how to wake up feeling refreshed and bouncing out of bed without hitting the snooze on the alarm clock 5 times. On the third call, I'll show you how to master your stress levels so that stress no longer invades your body, no matter what's happening on the outside. This way you can fully engage with life without letting stress seep in and throw you off balance. On the fourth call, I'll show you how to engage in succinct and energizing body movements so that you can feel flexible and strong and maintain a youthfulness in your body throughout the years. And then on the fifth call, you'll learn how to create lasting change for years to come so you can enjoy the benefits of abundant energy throughout your whole life. And you'll learn how easy it ends up being to balance all areas of your life with your health. And I'm so excited. It's going to be an interactive and transformational health course. It's coming up really soon. You see, your body knows how to naturally tap into more energy every day. What you need to do is unlock your body's innate healing power from within. I have done this over and over within myself and with my clients. One person I was working with had exhaustion, anxiety, and she'd started gaining weight when we started working together. And when she learned these principles and applied them into her life, she effortlessly bounced out of bed in the morning before her alarm, felt calm as she was preparing for her day, was confident and more productive each day, and the weight that she had started gaining melted right off. So you see, when you align your body and mind with the rhythms of nature using the 5 areas I covered today, it will help you unleash more energy than you ever thought was possible. What could you create in your life if you had that foundation of enhanced health and vitality? Do you think that it could create more glowing, youthful skin? Do you think it could create a brighter and more brilliant mind? Do you think enhancing your health and vitality could create more freedom in your body movements, more fulfillment in your career, more love in your relationships? Maybe you would create more patience with your family and friends, or just be happier overall. It is your birthright to shine and thrive in your life. I've been teaching health for over 8 years, and for years, people have been asking me to teach them how to do this. This is one of the reasons I created this program, because so many people were asking for me to show them how to have this incredible energy. But I also created this program for a few other reasons that are very dear to my heart. One of the things I've noticed is that when people are trying to change their habits, they often feel isolated. They're the only one at work or the only one in their home attempting to make these changes, and they don't have a community to support them through the changes. During these live calls, there's going to be a community of live people who are all on the same page. I also know that using this format of this live program will also help me make more of an impact. I can make much more of an impact and transform more people's lives when I'm working with a group versus one-on-one. And the healing techniques that I've learned absolutely have transformed my life. I used to be exhausted all the time and in pain, and now every day I get to experience a lightness and happiness that I never knew was possible before, and I'm continually inspired by the world around me. So because of this, I just realized more people should have the opportunity to feel this energy every day. Don't you believe that you should have the energy to live your life fully for years to come? Because I do. And if you allow me to guide you on this journey, I can help you have the abundant energy that you've always wanted, but maybe you've let go of a long time ago. Now, one of the really cool things is that this course is going to be totally interactive. Before each call, I'll send you a survey so that I can find out exactly what your questions are to make sure that I'm teaching exactly what you want to be learning. And I'll be taking questions live right on the call during our session together so you can talk directly to me. So it will be a super interactive, small group training, and we'll have a community of support so you can connect with the other members and ask me questions directly outside of the calls as well. So that I can keep the group personal and interactive, I do only have a limited number of spots available, and we're going to be starting up really soon. It's not going to be an inexpensive training because I want to keep the group smaller, so the price just has to go up. So below this video, you should see an area where you can enter your email address. If you're interested in going further and experiencing more energy every day, then make sure you're on my contact list. That way I can send you more details about the Abundant Energy live training that will be starting really soon. And please know that your body is incredible, and it absolutely has everything it needs to create abundant energy and vibrant health from within. All it needs is your help to remind it how to do that. Ayurveda is incredibly powerful in its wisdom to help you do just that. These are the 5 steps that I go to for continued health and happiness and boundless energy to embrace all the things I want to do in my life. I've used it over and over. My clients have used it over and over. I gave you an overview here, so please take it and run with it. If you want to join me, make sure you're on my contact list to receive more information about the Abundant Energy live training by entering your email below. I'm sending you lots of love and have a beautiful day.